up, everyone? So in today's video we are going to make some farmhouse DIY. I do like farmhouse DIY. It is what I decorate my house in, and we're actually going to create a little picture frame with this welcome lost my train of thought windmill. I found it at the Dollar Tree. It's in the garden section. It actually had a stake attached to it that you put out in your yard. So I just clipped the back part of that out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use a styrofoam board from the Dollar Tree that is going to be the backing to our picture frame. This picture frame, it was a canvas actually that I'm going to go ahead and the canvas was already removed. I'm going to go ahead and remove all the staples out of it. And then I purchased, well, I had this packet of farmhouse themes that I got from Hobby Lobby a while ago, and this was in one of them. And I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge this to the backing for our picture frame. And I thought about painting this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I like the color that against this backing. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove all of the or try to remove as many of the staples as I can out of the canvas frame, and I'm going to paint that white. What I will do is I will take a sanding block and distress the edges around it and make it look more rustic, and I'm going to paint it with just regular chalk white paint. And then once that is complete, we will cut out the backing of our styrofoam board that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to set it on the back. I will cut it out, and I'm not going to be too pretty with it, and then I'm just going to super glue it on, and then we will Mod Podge our paper to that. And once that is complete, we will apply this cute welcome windmill to the frame, and then we'll see how it turns out. So let's get started. All right, so once you have your frame painted, which I didn't really spend a lot of time on making sure it was perfect because I knew I was going to take a sanding block to it anyways. So once you have that, you'll get your sanding block. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. You can get them at, I believe Hobby Lobby has them. Walmart has them. These I just got from the Dollar Tree. I actually get them if you have a Harbor Freight. They are more beneficial to me to get them at Harbor Freight because I can get one of these for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and I can get six of them. I can get 6 of them at the Dollar Tree for $4 or at Harbor Freight, at Harbor Freight for $4 and some change. One thing with crafts is I know a lot of people talk about Dollar Tree, and they're big on Dollar Tree because they're cheap crafts, but a lot of the misconception when it comes to the Dollar Tree is you can make something cheaper at the Dollar Tree, and really sometimes it's not like that really now that it is a $1.25 tree. Sometimes you can just look at Walmart, look at Hobby Lobby. Sometimes you can get stuff in the clearance or on sale, Goodwill, wherever these places are. Just be more conscious of where you're at, their clearance items, their sale items, and sometimes even their items from just regular priced items are cheaper than the Dollar Tree. For example, a lot of their floral, they have floral there. You can go to the Dollar Tree, get their floral for $1.25, but you can go to Walmart and get really pretty floral at Walmart for 97 cents, and with your tax, you're still paying cheaper than you are the Dollar Tree. So just be more cautious about where you shop. Of course, a lot of stuff that I use is from the Dollar Tree, because it is cheaper in some aspects, but in some aspects it's not. So really, just when you're going shopping, just be more conscious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sanding block, I'm going to go over the edges, I'm going to go over the corners, distress it a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next side. Alright, so once that is done, yes, it's messy. Using a sanding block's messy. If you don't want to get your craft room dirty, dust everywhere, I would go ahead and do this outside, because as you can tell, it is messy. So once we get done with that, this is the front of the frame. This is the one where it only had 4 nails in the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over my picture frame. I'm going to take my piece of styrofoam board that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I just, of course it comes a lot bigger, but of course I just cut it down so it would be in frame, so I wasn't messing with something ginormous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and line it up, because really I'm just going to hot glue this to the back. I'm going to take a razor blade. I'm going to cut a little bit off the edges so I can see what we're working with. Alright, so once you have it where you want it, I'm going to take my Mod Podge. Carefully pour it down, and I bring up carefully because I like to over pour sometimes. So I'm gonna run it over the whole part of my board. Once I'm done putting it over the whole top part of my board, I will go ahead and place our whatever paper you're using. In my case, I'm using this cotton paper. I'm going to place it on top, and then I'm going to place one more coat of Mod Podge over that so it seals it and it doesn't come up. So once you have it Mod Podged, and when you're Mod Podging, just make sure you're careful. One, it is paper and you're putting a wet substance to it. Common sense. But there's certain spots that I didn't put enough Mod Podge, or I didn't adhere the paper to all the way. But I'm not worried about it because it's more rustic and farmhouse feel, so it kind of makes it look older. So I'm going to leave it as it is. So once we are done with that, we are going to take the frame that we worked on, and on the back, I'm going to take this, and what we are going to do is we're going to flip it around. I'm going to take my hot glue, and because it is just paper, that's all I'm going to use, and I'm just going to add if I can get my glue gun to work. I'm just going to add a strip all the way around it. I'm going to take this, I'm just going to put it right on the back. I'm going to make sure it's down all the way. I'm gonna flip it back around. How cute is that? Okay, so the last thing we are going to do is, because I really want to just leave it simple, I want the cotton and the windmill to be the focal point of everything. I'm not going to add a whole bunch of fluff to it or bows like I normally do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it directly in the middle. So I'm going to add hot glue for a temporary hold to hold it there for right now until the E6000 cures. If you do use E6000, just know it is not a quick set. It does require, I believe it's 24 hours to cure. So I'm going to add some E6000 and some hot glue on the ends of these. And then I'm going to also do it a little bit right here. Alright, so there you have it. It's quick, it's simple, it's going to look pretty good in my living room. I could set it up against on my mantle. You could set it up really anywhere, and it's quick and it's simple, and it wasn't much to make at all. I'm going to go ahead and leave this laying down. That way the E6000 has time to cure, and then we will set it up. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.